É muito comum que um escritor reflita ou comente sobre o próprio ofício. Tal ato, chamado de metalinguagem, tem exemplos em muitíssimas literaturas. Um exemplo clássico da literatura brasileira é a obra A Barca de Gleire, de Monteiro Lobato. Trata-se de 2 volumes de cartas que o autor trocou com o amigo Godofredo Rangel, no qual conversaram sobre os mais variados assuntos, o principal deles, a literatura. Agatha Christie, embora avessa à mídia, deu algumas poucas entrevistas durante a sua vida. Uma delas foi à rádio BBC de Londres em 1955. Nela, a rainha do crime contou um pouco a respeito de sua educação, o que a levou a escrever e, principalmente, seu método de redação tanto de romances quanto de peças.
People often ask me what made me take up writing. Many of them, I fancy, wonder whether to take my answer seriously, although it's a strictly truthful one. You see, I put it all down to the fact that I never had any education. Perhaps I'd better qualify that by admitting I did eventually go to school in Paris when I was 16, or thereabouts, but until then, apart from being taught a little arithmetic, I'd had no lessons to speak of at all. Although I was gloriously idle, in those days children had to do a good many things for themselves. They made their own dolls' furniture, and they made Christmas presents to give to their friends. Nowadays they're just given money and told to buy their presents in a big store. But I found myself making up stories and acting the different parts, and there's nothing like boredom to make you write. So by the time I was 16 or 17, I'd written quite a number of short stories and one long, dreary novel. By the time I was 21, I'd finished the first book of mine ever to be published, The Mysterious Affair at Styles. I'd sent it to 1 or 2 publishers who didn't want it, and eventually it went to John Lane. About a year later, I heard it had been accepted. Well, that's how it began, and since that time, I've written something like 55 books and half a dozen plays. I do find that one's friends are curious about the way one works. What is your method, they want to know. Well, the disappointing truth is that I haven't much method. I type my own drafts on an ancient but faithful machine I've owned for years, and I find a dictaphone useful for short stories or for recasting an act of a play, but not for the more complicated business of working out a novel. No, I think the real work is done in thinking out the development of your story and worrying about it until it comes right. That may take quite a while. Then when you've got all your materials together, as it were, all that remains is to try to find time to write the thing. 3 months seems to me quite a reasonable time to complete a book, if one can get right down to it. On the other hand, plays, I think, are better written quickly. And of course, writing plays is much more fun than writing books. You haven't got to bother about long descriptions of places and people, or about deciding how to space out your material. And you must write pretty fast to keep in the mood and to keep the talk flowing naturally. I prefer to write a play as a play, that is, rather than to adapt a book. The only reason I ever did that was because I didn't care very much for what happened when other people tried to turn my books into plays. So, in the end, I had to do it myself.
Assista agora o trecho de uma entrevista rara que Agatha Christie deu a Arthur Varatojo, advogado, escritor e repórter da RTP, emissora portuguesa, quando a autora visitou Lisboa na década de 60.
I would like to know what is the best story to you about Poirot?
Oh, no, that's a tall order.
I know it was difficult to you.
Very difficult to say, isn't it? Oh, I should think... I should think it's very difficult offhand, isn't it? Perhaps The Murder of the Orient Express.
The Mother of the Orient Express. In the Orient Express. Perguntámos precisamente à Agatha Christie qual era o seu romance preferido de Poirot e diz-nos que talvez seja o que nós estamos traduzido em português como O Crime do Expresso do Oriente. Do you prefer Poirot or Miss Marple?
Oh, it's a very close thing between them. I think I'm beginning to prefer Miss Marple.
Me too, I'm sorry, but I prefer Miss Marple. Perguntámos se precisamente a Agatha Christie preferia Poirot ou Miss Marple e diz-nos que prefere Miss Marple, o que acontece também connosco. E para não maçar, porque como devem calcular, personagens como estes não os devemos reter muito tempo, embora gostássemos de estar aqui meia hora, nós vamos perguntar apenas mais uma pergunta que os senhores espectadores devem ter interesse em conhecer também. I think it was my last question, and it was very important to us. We have any opportunity you write something with Poirot or Miss Marple in Lisbon after this week?
Perhaps, yes. Having had a nice holiday here, we must think of something.
Thank you. Perguntámos se havia precisamente uma oportunidade de termos qualquer caso do Poirot ou de Miss Marple em Lisboa e a Agatha Christie diz-nos que há uma esperança porque estas férias de uma semana provavelmente dar-lhe-ão tema para isso.
Nature.